let us ponder the process of making wise decisions. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi. A good-hearted individual being harangued by their parents to seek marriage when they desired none, sought my guidance. And, in the annoying manner of many lamas, I shall address the larger questions inferred, but not asked. From the point of view of evolutionary biology, as children, our survival could have depended upon our unquestioning obedience to our parents. But just as younglings become Padawans, who become Jedi Knights, who become Jedi Masters, likewise, it is the way of nature that children grow into adolescents, who grow into adults. And adults who persist in blind obedience to their parents are not truly adults, but merely very large children. Developmental psychology shows us that it is during adolescence when healthy individuals transition from obedient children into independent adults. This transition is difficult, fraught with danger, and could often be quite ugly, for evolution selects only for survival and reproduction, and for neither peace nor happiness. About 2,000 years ago, a Jewish tent maker wrote, "When I was a child, I talked like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. When I became an adult, I put childish ways behind me." Likewise, we must evolve beyond blind obedience until we are secure in our independence. As adults, negotiating our journeys through life, there will be many offering us unsolicited advice, many of whom will strive to assure us that they have our happiness at heart. Some could even mean it. But when our parents reach a certain age, no matter how rational they may appear, certain evolutionary pressures drive them like toothpaste shot out of a squeezed tube. Thus, they are driven to coerce their offspring to produce grandchildren, and as such, the words and actions they take to persuade their children are less driven by love and wisdom than they are driven by impulse and cleverness, both venal and ruthless. People, no matter how much they claim to love us, are not a guaranteed source of wisdom. This leads us to the pressing question and the subject of this moment's consideration. How are we to make decisions that are truly wise? From the point of view of Lao Tzu's treatise, The Book of the Beneficial Way, or Tao Te Ching if you prefer Chinese. The key to a life meaningful and fulfilling is to flow from a state of centered spontaneity, like the fictitious Qui-Gon Jinn who trusted his intuition, went on a side quest and discovered the Chosen One, and who also advised, "I counsel patience, the solution will present itself." It is folly to make decisions from a place of impulsive scatteredness. Far better it is to make decisions from a place of peaceful centeredness. It is also folly to make decisions from a place of cold logic, as humans are far more than merely our prefrontal cortices, as we have midbrains and brainstems, all three of which must be reconciled if we are to know peace and fulfillment and joy. Rather than computing decisions from the logic of contrivance, it is far better to do so from a place of spontaneity. No, not the scattered spontaneity of fools, like that so-called good idea one gets after their 5th shot of tequila, but rather from the centered spontaneity that is the byproduct of an effective meditation practice. No, neither concentration nor the suppression of thought, for those will only multiply our anxiety and aggression, but rather the Buddha's meditation that watches the play of mind and relaxes into its non-graspable nature. When this is properly learned and practiced every morning and every evening, we, like Qui-Gon Jinn, could intuit how to sidestep the manipulative tendencies of those who think they love us, all the while understanding the folly of appealing to the reason of those driven by primal impulses beyond their comprehension. And instead we could flow from the wisdom that rejects the folly of the intrinsic motivations that seek external reward and approval, and flow from the wisdom that also rejects the selfishness of the intrinsic motivation that longs for the opiates of our internal reward centers and the self-satisfaction it feeds. But instead we could embody the wisdom that flows from a place of atrinsic motivation, where there is neither intention nor agenda, but rather the limitless peace of centered spontaneity that has been so mastered that one practices it spontaneously and habitually and easily and effectively. This is why we practice the Buddha's contemplation and compassion, that we, like Qui-Gon Jinn, might meditate like a Jedi.